Okay, welcome everyone to Adventures in Middle Earth with a dark background, with a mountain-related something. We're here today not because there's news from afar or because uh, anything has exciting has happened in the world, but because the party is returning to Moria, one step at a time. They have woken up from Lorien, right? And are getting ready to head that direction up back towards the mountain. I believe your plan is to sneak back into Moria the same way Willard got out, right, Willard?
Right.
Which is which is good. So the elves have given you some mountain climbing gear, so
Great
that you
elven
can.
rope and stuff.
Sweet.
So you're ready to have that. Gliriel and Wethril are going with you so far.
That's very
Uh,
nice of them.
Nice.
uh, And otherwise, I think that's it from a story perspective. This is actually an interlude. We don't have any new world events to talk about today. But just to recap a little bit of what has happened for anyone who might not have caught it all and is here, the not too long ago the party went into Moria to return Durin's axe and discovered that not only was Durin apparently in cahoots with the Nazgul that they had put in the box and was no longer in the box. And well as there appears to be some sort of Balrog-like creature that does ice instead of fire, and they ran and all of them almost died that were there, pretty much. I mean, Gundyr mostly from exhaustion, but the other two for other reasons. And now, after much conversation and getting the whole group back together, so Allred and the elves have returned. They're now ready. Now that they've got more elves, they're ready to go back into the underground because that's what elves want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Elves are excited about this.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, one of the elves is actually excited about it. Wethril's totally into going into Moria because that's her
Well,
thing.
I'm glad one of us is.
So, uh, geared up and ready to leave Lorien and climb up the mountain. I guess I'll now leave it over to you to any comments on your journey, or I guess I should say, to be specific, what's your plan once you get in Moria?
Be very, very quiet.
Plan.
Um.
Well, for some
Well-
reason, I'm assuming that Moria has been like totally destroyed. Like I'm not thinking, or Willid is not thinking the that the dwarf king, that the dwarves are going to side with a Balrog and a Nazgul. They're clearly going to fight to the death against those things. So it's probably going to be I don't know. They could be all right. They could be all dead. But the dwarves are good guys, right?
At least most of them aren't bad guys. Most.
Yeah.
You might have.
So let's say the Balrog hasn't taken, the Nazgul hasn't taken over the whole city. There should still be some good guy dwarves around, right?
I probably would not trust them outright, just in case.
but
Considering
it's
the
certainly
small group
possible.
of them that we saw going north, severely injured and without hope, I would assume that something terrible has happened to Moria.
Okay. In which case, it should be empty and kind of
Aside
easy to get
from,
around.
maybe
Like the-
servants of the shadow,
Exactly.
Like orcs.
How,
Orcs and
Orcs.
trolls.
goblins.
where'd they come from?
I mean, you didn't see it, but you know that pit that we crossed when we left over the main gate entryway. Yeah, they were crawling out of that hole. So, and I didn't stop to take like a head count or anything like that, but a lot.
So they were coming from below.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I could track him.
Well, we're coming from
It's
above,
not.
and again, our goal is not to fight a war. It is to find Gandalf and tell him what we know and help him in some way. And we're not.
Pointedly looks at Gundyr.
What?
Come on.
I'm not suicidal. I know I can't take a
There's-
damn army myself. I mean, I could make a pretty reasonable dent, but that's not the point of this mission.
All right. As long as we stick to it.
I'm
Gonna go in.
sticking to it.
we're
I
gonna
mean, if we're gonna
try to
talk to
track him down.
anybody about being suicidal in don't
To be
know
fair,
that
I wasn't
Gundyr is the
really-
one.
I wasn't really fighting, so I don't think that counts as combat.
Yeah.
What were you doing? Oh, you were bleeding.
Ouch! That hurts coming from you, Willard.
That
Did
is
it
what
hurt
Willard
as much as
saw.
getting stabbed?
Distracting the enemy
Multiple times? No.
with my own blood, yes.
I mean, it worked.
Oh boy.
Nobody died.
Worked.
Nobody
I'm gonna-
died.
I'm gonna go gather
You
some
got
herbs.
real close.
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna need a lot of that.
Oh,
Yes, please. We do need to be prepared for the possibility that this will be very heavy combat-wise. Even if we are able to stay hidden for the most part, we may still end up in combat. Willard, is now really the time?
time for what?
I think there's always time for that with him.
I think out of all the travels we've done, any time is a good time.
Well, I suppose if you must.
Okay, well, off into the mountain you go. You have two basic challenges to start with before you get into the "We're now in Moria" challenge. Which is first is sneaking up there so that like nobody sees you, which I think is part of the plan. And then part two, which is climbing the Silvertine to the top, which is one of the three tallest mountains in the Misties.
Oh. Right, that's probably going to be hard.
Hey Gundyr, how strong are you again?
Strong
Not-
enough to at least haul one of you up the mountain.
Hey, I am not proficient in athletics or acrobatics, and I am the opposite of strong. Can you just take me?
Is anyone else not
Guys,
proficient in
not
either of those
dirty.
skills?
Let's bring up a litter.
All right.
and pop-
Okay.
Put
all
her
right.
on
I'm
and
gonna,
carry her.
you got to take this rope and just tie yourself to me, and that's how we're getting up this mountain.
All right.
I'll take bottom in case anybody falls. They'll be.
What are you gonna?
You're our anchor.
Yeah.
Are you going to catch me should I fall?
Yeah. That's the plan. Hopefully you don't. I believe you are more proficient at climbing.
I don't believe physics has been invented yet, but if it
No.
had,
This is fantasy.
I'm pretty sure
Physics
Most
haven't been
things.
invented yet.
discovered. Shut up.
There is no physics in fantasy.
Oh boy. Hey, hey, Wethra, would you be so kind as to walk beside Gundyr and I? Because I trust his strength, but not necessarily his reaction speed.
Wow. All right. That kind of hurts, but fine.
Honesty is the sign of a healthy relationship, Gundyr.
It's true. It is.
Yeah.
Especially when it hurts, I guess.
Sometimes,
exactly.
sometimes
Well,
the
it's
most.
not like you're Legolas.
I don't think that's healthy.
I'm kidding, Gundyr.
You signed up for this, mate.
You're just so easy to tease.
Put on my helmet and walk away.
Oh, it's so cute when he's mad.
Okay, so I'm looking for some sort of
God.
group stealth roll for someone who's good at that. So that's going to be some sort of combined survival versus stealth. Willard, you're
Okay.
probably
Versus stuff?
very much in the lead in a lot of this because you actually know the path. that
Makes
you
sense.
took coming down. So you can feel free to do the stealth roll for the party.
Yeah.
And then probably Gundyr or Alred or Kellyan, since we have lots of wilderness people,
Yep.
should make a I'm good at climbing mountains roll.
Which is what?
Currently it's survival for this part. We'll move on to some other stuff later.
Who has the highest
I have-
survival?
Mine's 6.
Mine is 7.
All right, good to hear it is.
Alrighty.
Whoops.
Oh yeah, nat 20.
Nice.
Whoop.
Willard, do you need a story to help you be better at what you're doing?
I'd take one. It certainly wouldn't hurt.
Well, I once read a tale about a hobbit, much like yourself, that snuck past the guards of Mordor. It's complete fabrication, but it's very motivating, so you get a D6.
A D6. Well, in that case, it goes to from an 18 to a 24.
That's what we like to hear.
24 is likely to be above the passive
Right.
perception of any dwarves or orcs.
My D6 was higher than my D20.
Wow.
Luckily, you're good at stealth, right?
Yeah, plus 13. Yeah, quite good.
How is that even possible?
Hey, your proficiency bonuses are getting high
Double
now.
proficiency.
Double proficiency.
Mm-hmm.
What is our proficiency? Is it 4 or 5 right now?
4.
It's 4.
4 plus 4 plus 20 dex.
Oh, that's right. My survival's actually higher. Double my proficiency with it.
Well, with a critical success and Willard being inspired by a false story about how best to help things, it does look like you managed to sneak through the mirror and up towards the mountain without any trouble. And Gundyr has a good, solid path for how we're going to climb the mountain. So that's that. And now it's just time to get the mountain climbing down, which is going to take you basically a full day to do. And as was intoned earlier, I am going to ask for either an acrobatics or an athletics check from everyone, because there are scenes in where you're actually like climbing up a snowfield, roped together kind of thing. Gundyr obviously is doing really well on the survival side of things, so we'll actually give you advantage because of his critical success on your athletics or acrobatics check. So your odds of critically failing go down significantly.
Yeah, you're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Got a 26 for athletics. No.
And I'll be helping Glariel if she needs it, but I'm pretty sure she's not going to need it.
It's a really good thing we got advantage.
Was
it
one
a
of them
one?
a 1?
One of them was a 1. The first one was a 1. So it's a grand total of 9.
You know,
Did you say 9?
I'm gonna do the same to you. I'm gonna tell you
I
a
didn't
story
roll well.
about this mountain climber and how he made it all with just his bare fingers and no rope all the way up to the top of a mountain. And then
Sounds
there you go.
terrible.
I know, D6 though. Take it.
Take the D6.
I
Take
got
it.
a 2 on the D6, so that gives me an 11.
It's past a 10. That's good, right?
So I have good news and bad news.
Damn it.
Actually, to be fair, Nestriel's already given you the bad news. The other good news, is there good news or bad news around the rest of you?
Well, with advantage, I rolled 2 10s, so 18.
So just so you guys know, the target number for this is between what Nestriel rolled and what Gundyr rolled.
Hey!
Oh,
Yay!
Kellyan, how'd you do?
Wait, how did Will it do?
I got a 26.
26, that's
Dice
right.
thingy isn't working.
All red.
24.
Okay. So far, our leader is Wethro with a 29, which is going to be
Damn,
relevant. That's the
girl.
good news later. Gleer only got a 21, so that's good enough.
We're having a competition between us. It's just friendly.
It's pretty clear that the elves are more dexterous than anyone else in the party, including the elf named
Yes.
Nestriel.
But we make up for it in brute strength.
Yeah, we do. Hell
Look,
yeah.
man, I'm a scholar. I did not dedicate a lot of time to my physique. I figured as an elf, I'll have my next century for that.
Willard, what was your number?
Are we? This is athletics?
Or acrobatics?
Or acrobatics.
Oh, acrobatics. Oh, in that case, 26.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
That's it.
Can
Okay.
we all help Nestriel?
I got my 2. I'm probably good.
So like I say, this is quite a climb, right? You're spending all day doing mountain climbing here. It's the bottom slopes, it's up through rocks and navigating through cliffs, and then as you get near the top, it's into snowfields and like making sure you don't what is that, Nestriel? Slide down the snowfield, which right up about 2/3 of the way up there, somewhere near the top, Nestriel loses her footing and starts to slide down one of the snow faces towards the ground or utter doom, one of the two.
Hey,
Can I
Gundyr
grab
or
her?
Wethrill, or
Yeah,
our
time
anchor.
to dive and
We planned for this. I knew
Yeah.
it was gonna happen.
time to dive and grab her.
I mean, to be fair, we're going to assume that you probably tied a rope to Nestriel.
Oh yes,
Did
absolutely. 'Cause-
pre-plan that.
So Gundyr, you need to make an athletics check to hold on to
Yeah.
the rope to keep her from there.
Oh, he's
I'm
got it.
going to say that because Nestriel's an elf, you get advantage because they really don't weigh anything.
Oh, that's great then.
Oh no! Is this how I die?
No, you should be fine. I got a 20.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so as this kind of continues up near the top, there's a lot of dragging Nestriel up through the snowfield by Gundyr, and with some assistance from others as needed.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, she did not cause a cascading of, because the rest of you are like strong and good at this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in fact, as a whole, you're actually a very outdoors proficient group. I mean, with a notable exception.
Right.
So, the sun is starting to set as you reach the top, and you now see that there is like a little lookout thing at the very, very top that Willard remembers. And as you are approaching, however, it does look like there is a figure or a form sitting within that lookout.
Can I go sneak up and get a look?
I think you can. The dice will tell me if I'm really right. How'd you do on your stealth roll?
Oh, I'm really sorry. I thought I was just using that. Stealth roll. I got a 21.
That's good enough. As you sneak up to that, you do in fact see that there is a dwarf. Looks like standard military Moria type dwarf sitting there. He has kind of a lookout look to him.
Look.
He wasn't there before.
He was not there last time you were here.
Okay.
Actually,
Okay. I'm gonna.
you snuck up really close.
sorry.
One other thing is it does look like there's a second dwarf that might be asleep or something, up kind of sitting down, reclined against the wall that you couldn't see before.
There's 2 of them. Yeah, okay. I think I'm gonna go back and get one of these other. Who's stealthy here? These 2. 3, 4. You?
I got a
Who am I
6.
pointing at?
I have a
Who's
6.
which one?
Maybe the other elves can be very stealthy, like the shadow.
Withrow. Withrow. Hey, come here, Withrow.
I mean, it's not wrong, right? If you're looking for the stealthiest members of the party, they're probably, other than you,
Yeah.
there's a couple NPCs probably ahead of the rest of the party.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Willard?
Okay. 2 bad guys up there. I'm gonna go. We're gonna go. You and me. We're gonna go up there. And I'm gonna use this, and I pull out a frying pan. And do you have one?
Frying pan.
I do not have a frying pan.
Do you have like something other than that sword?
She looks at her bow.
Well, that you can. Well, you could hit him with the bow. Yeah.
She shakes her head.
Do we got a club or anything? Oh, use the butt end of your sword.
Or a rock.
Or a rock. Yeah. Hand her a rock.
So you don't want to kill them, is this what you're telling me?
Trying to just knock them out. Like a good old one shot to the head.
Does that work with dwarves?
Which is apparently, actually, my parents would say that that's very dangerous. But maybe they can recover better. We just need to take them out. I think.
Yeah, just a little bit of brain damage. It's fine.
Okay.
It works in the movies.
We already established movies are relevant to today's session, so
Mm-hmm.
at least the chat has. Okay, so you're sneaking up on him and doing your thing. I'll see how Wethrill
This
does.
is Marco Falahide's frying pan.
Okay. Give me your sneak attack there, Willard. Which one are you going for? The sitting down one or the standing up one?
The sitting down one.
It's
Duh.
more your size, I imagine, I guess.
So it can reach.
Yeah. Let's see. I believe that's going to be a 20 to hit.
Okay. Yeah, roll me some damage there.
How much damage do I do with the frying pan?
I mean, it's a 1d6 weapon, and you get your sneak attack damage. Technically, you were at advantage on that if you didn't roll it, by the way, because stealth.
Do I add my strength modifier?
I'm pretty sure frying pan is a strength weapon, not a dex weapon.
Okay. And
Until they make those light, responsive mithril frying pans that are used for serious combat.
oh, it doesn't like that. Let me redo this. Aha! 18 points of damage.
Excellent. Good news from Wethrill's side. She did, in fact, critical. With
That's
a 20.
good news.
So I think the two of you do manage to accomplish essentially taking them out to concussion level. Wethrill probably has to hit hers a second time. But apparently she can punch dwarves. And then the two dwarves seem to be unconscious.
Tie him up.
So, yeah, they didn't really see or make a lot of noise or anything. Although, to be fair, if they had yelled, you're not exactly sure. I mean, I guess maybe there might be someone further down the stairs. But other than that, it's pretty empty up here.
We did it. Now we tie him up, and we're gonna wake him up and ask him questions.
The rest of the party catches up, so you can get out of the blistering wind at the top of the mountain and hang out in the little lookout. You can see here that there is a carved stair going down from where this is that looks carved in, the standard dwarven fashion. Looks pretty good. It goes down. You cannot see how far.
You escaped this way last time?
It's the only way I found.
You
I
are
thought
a
you said there
very
were enemies
impressive
up here.
hobbit.
I don't know if they're enemies or not.
I see.
And to be fair, like the paranoia of Durin is probably
No,
profound.
they certainly could be enemies. I'm very happy that we did not kill them.
Me too. So can we wake him up? Can I do some hands of the healer on one of them? And
Yeah, that sounds like a good way to give them some hit points and wake them up.
I'll just use my D8. I'm gonna burn it here. Might as well. It's gonna get some HP back. 4.
Okay, you have an awakened dwarf who is tied up because you guys brought plenty of rope. What? Who are you? Oh, I know who you are.
I step back. I'm gonna let someone else do the talking.
All right. I step forward. So, what are you doing out here?
It was either going to be her or me. It was one of the two.
Right, it was.
Oh,
Bad cop, good cop, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you doing out here? I crack my knuckles just a little bit. So far away from Moria.
We're just doing lookout in case someone tries to sneak in. You know.
But why? Didn't you guys were attacked by Balrog and stuff? So didn't you guys be more focused about the internal affairs rather than external?
Well, I know there's you're talking about that ice demon thing, right?
Yeah, amongst other things.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be good for us dwarves.
How?
Well, it scares you, doesn't it?
Scares, but the fact of the matter is, the dwarves are fairly resourceful people, and you guys are relying on this source of evil for what ends?
Well, just think about it, right? What do you like about dwarves? Well, you like our craftsmanship. It's like everybody just takes our stuff. We make
But
things
you
and then we
profit
have
a
to
lot
sell it.
over it.
And the gold is good, but we could have both, right? Like, there's riches in our future, I'm sure.
There's plentiful deaths as well.
The riches of the dwarves will know no bounds when the dwarven kingdom conquers the world.
Has the Lonely Mountain whole storyline happened?
Nope, Lonely Mountain has not happened yet.
from the looks of things, it might not happen.
So then all of you guys just fell in line and have decided that conquering the world is now your game plan?
It's just the one. I think I've said too much.
No, I don't think you have. And I am going for some more persuasion to get him to talk a little bit more. That's
Persuasion or intimidation?
I mean,
you've sounded very threatening so far.
Well, persuasion on the fact that I won't hurt him if he gives me the better information.
So let me hear your line about what you're going to do if he tells you everything.
You are probably going to end up freezing your ass off here, looking for these intruders. And your king does not care whether or not you do. You were given the shittier job. You could have been down there, helping them plan a battle, but think he's smart enough to do anything but stand here and wait for people? I mean, come on. Who is stupid enough to come up here other than us? Nothing.
I mean,
And look at how well you handled it.
that
Are people
wizard
gonna
was.
come in and check? Are people going
Ooh.
to come in and check up on you?
I mean, that's why we're here, right? Oh,
Yeah, but are they going to come and check up on you whether or not you lay dead and frozen for the next, like, however?
we get
Does it
relieved.
seem? Oh yeah. How often though? What, months? Maybe.
Maybe I should tell you that. Could be any minute, he adds.
Sure it is, buddy.
That sounds like an insight.
Is it insight or is it perception?
Feel free to roll insight for that, yes.
I got a 24.
I can't perceive shit.
Well, I've got good news for you. Your passive insight is probably enough because he rolled a 6 to persuade, to
Nice.
convincingly lie that there might be reinforcements coming at any time. So unless your wisdom is -4 or so, you're good.
He's a liar.
So you know as well as I do that nobody cares about you. You were given a shitty post. I know a shitty post when I see one, and this is pretty damn shitty. And nobody is going to come for you. They're not going to check your bodies. The people who care about the most will never know that you're dead until it's far too late. And then where does that leave them? Up shit creek without the paddle.
Was that a boat reference? Yeah. I don't know boat references.
Yeah, but you know what shit creeks
dwarves
are.
aren't really keen on boats.
That would be more of an elven thing.
So what you can do is we won't kill you, and you can go off and start life anew and not be dead, or you can stay here and well, you know, you can fill in the rest.
We did meet some of your brethren headed to the Iron Hill. You could perhaps join them.
Sure, if you just want us to leave, I mean, clearly we're fine with that. We'll just head down the mountain.
Good
From
choice.
the outside.
Sure, right, like out there, right? It's kind of dark, so we might not leave till morning if that's okay.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Now, okay, so persuasion to make sure that they leave and they don't come back. I got a 26.
I mean,
Wow,
I do think intimidation is the right role for that one.
Okay, I will intimidate them. Okay, that's not bad. I got a 20 total.
Ooh.
Okay, good. Chad has said that you deserve a shadow point for your threatening. All right, so give me a corruption roll.
No, that's okay. I'll take one for the team. If that means that they can go.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, Industrial's
can either-
taking the rest, so that's okay.
Yeah, right.
You guys can either walk down the mountain or we'll throw you down the mountain.
I only have 9.
Jesus.
It'll be fine.
So Kelly, that's a
No.
corruption roll, wisdom save.
Alright,
Your
I
target
get
number's not
advantage
too
on
high here.
16 plus whatever.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Awesome.
If you two wouldn't mind, I would be very happy to heal your injuries from this. I can see that you have a very bloody gash on your head. All I ask is that you tell me about this wizard that showed up. That seems unusual.
Yeah, I don't know much about wizards, but after Durin caught the one, he wanted to make sure none others snuck in through here.
Was this one like real friendly with animals, or clad in or dressed differently?
You can tell wizards apart? I can't.
Elderly gentleman, gray beard, pointy hat.
They're all elderly looking.
Well,
Yeah,
we
but how
know
many
which
with
one
pointy
it
hats?
isn't.
Do you know where they keep him?
Prison?
Thank you. But where?
Could you give us some directions?
I feel like that's the sort of thing we shouldn't tell you.
I mean,
But I will, Kelly, I will give you food if you tell me. And that will make your journey much easier down the mountain. I have these fantastic little cakes that can give you energy beyond your wildest.
Okay, give me a persuasion.
Hey! That is not bad for me. That is a total of 19.
Distracted by cat.
Hmm.
Okay. 19. Yeah, sure. They kind of tell you where the prisons are. It's in the
Hey.
city, you know, over here, kind of. They give you some directions. They take the food.
so do we know if like they are definitely gonna leave?
No.
I think you've made it very clear that if they don't, you'll try and kill them.
It
But
will be very easy to do. But yeah. So
I mean,
we,
if they follow us down the stair, we will be able to hear them very easily.
I mean, unless they wait a day or something, but yeah.
so we don't know for sure.
I mean, you could shove them out into the cold and ice in the dark on the top of the mountain and see if their dwarven nature will let them survive that.
You know, it's a kind of a no, that's not good.
I mean, I'm not going to say that doing so would give you another shadow corruption roll, but
I'm just saying it would be a lot easier for us to sneak around without the worries of somebody else here.
well, I mean, if you just want to take a shadow point, you know, you just gank them right now, and then you don't have to worry about anything.
I know, but the rest of the party won't approve, so it's fine.
I don't know. Wethro might be okay with it.
That's true.
Wethel doesn't count.
She's not a part of the party.
No. No, I won't. I know better now. For the most part. But I'm gonna like look over at Nestriel. I am not 100% sure that they're gonna stick to their word.
Well, all we can do is have faith in the honor of the dwarves, as they are so famously. And even a day's head start is better than none at all.
Yeah, but they did like these dwarves obviously have no.
I think they're still honorable, and I look at them. They are obeying the orders of their king. They're doing what they can for their clan and clans members. That's
And
all an honorable dwarf can ever do.
Okay, that's an issue too because they're so blindly loyal.
Are you saying loyalty is bad?
I'm saying unquestionable loyalty is.
What would you propose we do then? Because we can't kill them. I will not allow.
I then would suggest we I am, and then when we head back up here, we can release them, and then that's it.
You want to tie them up and then go down the stair, and then come back up the stair to release them.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, it depends on like what our exit strategy is.
I assume Willett has told you the story of the stair by now, and that like it took him over a day just to climb the stairs.
It's a lot of stairs.
I'm not worried about these two dwarves. If they're like any other dwarves that they will hold to their word once given.
All right.
I mean, in the scope of, never mind. You let the dwarves go. Are you gonna head down right away? Are you gonna wait till morning or rest or anything? Or you could hang out here with the dwarves and leave in the morning, or you could just start your way down the stairs.
You said it was nighttime by the time we get up here, right?
The sun is setting. or has set, and now just the last rays of light are disappearing.
Seems we should maybe rest up here with said dwarves and get a start in the morning.
Better to keep an eye on them. That's a good idea.
Okay, you take a rest, getting to know the dwarves, and they try not to tell you too much stuff, but they're not that great at it, as we've established. So definitely get some impression that they are a little concerned about how like trolls and orcs are going to fit into the whole dwarven kingdom scheme, but they're planning on. They assume they're just going to be like use them as fodder for the wars, something like that. But don't like them. Got to keep them elsewhere. So it's kind of a disturbing conversation by morning.
Where are the? Did we? Can we? Well, they're talking about trolls and stuff, and our usual distaste for them. Where are they kept? I mean, obviously they have to be kept away from such fine dwarves, right? So where would they be?
Yeah, they don't seem to know the answer to that question. They go further down in the mines somewhere, maybe.
Okay, so away from the main area.
Oh yeah, dwarves and orcs aren't living together. Yeah, that ain't happening.
But you guys are working together. Interesting. How many are left?
They give you radically different numbers for that answer.
Are there anybody who's spoken against Durin's plans, or anybody potentially
You'll get the impression that there was definitely like a whole bunch of fighting, and a lot of it was dwarf to dwarf. So some people disagreed.
Okay, that's good to know.
And then morning dawns, and you're all ready to head down into the mines of Moria. By the way, it's officially Moria now. It was Khazad-dûm until yesterday. Now it's Moria.
Oh,
Great.
boy.
Because you're the first ones calling it a black pit in Elvish.
Yeah.
Khazad-dûm.
As opposed to City of the Dwarves or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Icy black pit. I wonder if could we come up with a better name for Moria?
Looking
That's
at you,
official?
Gremlin Banshee.
Does chat have a good name?
Add an ice prefix to that. I don't know the ice prefix off the top of my head. Although I think it might be, well, I have some ideas. Anyways, you head down. What's your plan?
Sneak into the prisons.
Right. Follow their thing and where the prison is, and hopefully, not die.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so down the stairs you go. It does take a while, but wow, it's faster going down than up.
Sure is.
Especially, with people with bigger legs too, and it's all great. So anyways,
Another day, another dollar.
down the spiral staircase you go for what's a really long time. It's pretty monotonous, and however you deal with that, that's up to you. But as you get near, eventually the stair starts to have doorways and arches that come off to the side, most of them heading to the east. As you get down there, you've got some very, very basic directions, and Willard's kind of been here before, so you have some idea where you're going to get into the main city. And you start going that way when at one point you definitely hear the sounds of something coming your direction, like a group of people, and they don't sound like dwarves.
Quick, hide.
Mm-hmm.
Hide check.
Can we get any estimation of how many?
I mean, like 10-ish or so.
stealth, right?
Do we
Yep.
try to take them out, or should we try to let them pass?
If we kill them and someone finds their bodies, they know an intruder is here. If we can let them pass in peace, then we stay. But I'll leave that up to you.
Less fighting, more sneak.
Yeah, maybe we should try sneaking. And if that doesn't work, then we'll plan B is take them out.
Well, they seem pretty loud, and as you start getting close, you guys have made like a kind of like ducked into an arch hallway or something, right, to get out of the way. And you're
Right.
peeking around the corner there to see what's going on. It looks like it's a group of orcs leading a couple of cave trolls.
Oh.
I think we should let it pass.
Are they saying anything as they're passing by us? Anything pertinent?
Nope, they just seem to be walking along, kind of grumbling.
My dark senses are tingling, man.
There it is. You're just gonna let those orcs go by?
Yep.
Well, then I'll have to make y'all make sneak rolls, right?
Yep.
Everyone give me stealth.
I
21.
hope their perception's not good.
I mean, their perception is not great, so
16.
21.
Not too bad.
Ooh. Stealthier than Gundyr, 18.
Aaron? Already you there? Can't hear you. My friend.
All red.
He's trying.
Yeah.
He said 21.
Hey!
There we go. 21.
so it sounds to me like all of you beat 12, right?
Can you hear me? Yep.
Yes. Yes.
And it also sounds to me like you've got a couple of really stealthy elves with you.
Yes.
So there's no way they're missing that check, right?
Oh,
wait.
damn it.
They better not.
Well, combined, if
Oh,
I
wait,
add their rolls
Greg's-
together, I get
Greg's
a
rolling
3.
with. Oh.
Okay.
Of course, Greg rolls, strike again.
So the good news is that Wethel rolling a 2 is enough to succeed for her.
Are you sure I can't roll for Glerial?
But Glerial's
From now
1 is
on.
kind of an issue. And you had seen her before that as she got near the trolls, she got really like that itchy, like I'm not going to let, that kind of hatred of orcs thing, right? And she was just really itching. So she had her bow pulled out and ready to go just in case, right? And was kind of staring at them.
Can I do a deception check where, like, instead of getting caught, it could be me? Like, I push her aside?
It's not an elf. It's a
Or-
person.
It's a person.
Can I just take the arrows so that we don't alert the entire party regardless? I would much rather get shot than alert orcs and cave trolls that we're here and shish Glerial that way.
Which one is going to work, Greg?
Well, I don't think she was actually going to fire the arrow because, but as she had her bow out, it happened to glint against one of the like lights of the orcs or something like that. And it, like
jump in
one of
front
the
of the
orcs right at the end kind of looked that way, like, oh, that's not a dwarvish thing. And so one in the back kind of stops and is taking a look your direction. Glerial then gives you the "Can I shoot it?" look.
No.
No.
I give a hard glare of no.
How close?
Pulling out my axe just in case.
I put my hand on her, like, shoulder and, like, squeeze tightly. No. I want to kill him as much as you do, but not now.
Does this one on the end separate itself from the rest of the group?
It puts grabs the shoulder of the one orc in front of it, and they say something in Orcish, and then they The two of them kind of take a step back to look at that, so they're sort of separated. The rest of the group has continued walking.
No. We can still hide. They're still dumb. We can hide.
Taking my pan out.
So they're coming that direction.
I'm moving. I'm gonna get ready to hit him.
Can she re-roll a stealth?
Everyone, I mean, most of you are pretty. Okay, you kind of convinced her that she should try
If you
the
want, I
stealth
can
thing
roll.
again. So what's going to happen here is that at this point, she steps back and they don't see anything, so that they can't see anything right away. So the two orcs actually start to like turn into the hallway where you guys are. They're now relatively far behind the rest of the group. The rest of the group is probably 50 feet down the passageway now.
No.
But they're pretty much going to walk into you, it looks like.
Quietly, quickly.
Is there anything to hide behind that they?
I mean, it's a hallway, right? So, like I say, they're about to walk
like
into you.
statues or something. I don't know.
Kill them quietly, kill them quickly. We'll hide their body.
All right, I take my hand off her shoulder and I get my bow ready too.
Yeah, axe is out.
Wait
Okay.
until they're in the hall.
Yep.
Gliriel's special ability is that she gets to shoot first before initiative happens. So I guess I'll let her shoot first.
Mm.
She puts an arrow in one of the orcs. We'll assume that if the orcs don't get to their initiative round, that they don't make any noise, right?
That's
So
a good call.
the orcs go on 12.
So we should roll initiative.
So let's roll some initiative.
– 23.
18.
19.
Show off.
I rolled
21.
Double show off.
I roll advantage on initiative.
I do too.
Will
Wow,
be
you
better.
guys are lucky.
Okay, well, your NPC elves did not do good on initiative. So I think we got a 21, you said there?
I think Willard got higher.
I got a 23.
Okay. Gliriel did 13 points of damage on her shot. Which is not quite enough to kill it. Let me see. Oh, that's right. I'm on. Okay. Use. Never mind. 13 will in fact kill it. Oh no, no, it does not. Sorry.
Okay.
I found the right stats that I'm after. Orcs, you know, lots of different kinds of orcs.
Yep.
So there we go. Also, good kitten pictures, I think. Imagine, right? Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, 21 was the highest initiative I heard.
23.
23 Willard, and then I'm 21.
Okay, Willard,
Pop
do your
out
thing.
of the shadows real quick. Smack the one that Gliriel hit with my pan. Use the rest of my movement to run across, and then cunning action to hide.
I'm going to assume that you were in stealth to begin with, so feel free to take advantage and sneak attack.
Nice. That'll be 23 to hit. 16 points of damage. And then when on the other side of the room, when I take my cunning action, it's 25 hide. Do they call it cunning action? I think it's still called cunning action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you take the orc down with your pan.
I very quietly boom it on the head.
21 initiative.
Yeah, that's me. I'm gonna go ahead and bring an axe down on him.
You also get advantage from coming out of stealth because these two like walk down a corridor and then you guys erupt amongst them. So
Right. I'm gonna assume 22 hit.
yes,
For 17 points of damage.
that does not quite take it down.
Well, okay, well, I'll swing at him again.
This does not have advantage.
Okay, yeah, that's going to be a 19 to hit.
Yes, can you do 2 points of damage? You can do 2 points
Yes,
of
I
damage.
can. Yeah.
You probably can't do that, Few.
I'll then, I guess I'll use the rest of my movement to, like, grab him and drag him in the hallway.
Okay, I rolled some perception for the orcs down the rest of the way because there is a little bit of mild clanging and stuff as the orcs fall down and get hit with random axes and weapons, but they appear to keep walking. So, all good.
So they're both dead, or is one just knocked out?
They're both dead.
Okay, cool. Do they have anything on them? I'm gonna search their bodies to see if there's anything relevant, like move orders or sort of stuff.
Searching the bodies of the orcs is a disgusting task, and you quickly tire of it. They do not appear to have anything useful on them.
Nothing. Okay, great.
Disgusting.
Is there anywhere nearby we can hide the bodies?
I mean, if you want to go a little bit, you could probably find a chasm to throw them down.
Okay.
I mean, there's always there might be something at the bottom of the chasm, but probably not.
2 dead orcs.
Can't be the first time one of them's fallen over.
Great.
It's probably a pretty common occurrence.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my best to clean up any blood that we leave behind.
I'm gonna take out the arrow, so that when they do drop, there's nothing like pointing towards,
Yeah, no random elven arrow in an orc.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty smart.
Mm-hmm.
Glyril apologizes for her eagerness to kill the orcs.
That's okay. They deserve to die, but we are trying to stay alive on a stealth mission in the enemy hold.
Lesson learned. Don't do it again.
Easy.
Yeah, that'll teach you.
Easy now, Kellyanne.
Because none of us have ever done anything foolish.
I'm not saying like she was extremely stupid. I'm just saying
She's bad at her job.
Ouch.
I do not like the darkness of this underground tomb, she says.
Neither do I, my friend.
Let us do our job and get out of here.
sounds good.
Yeah, let's stash the stiffs and get on out of here.
How close is the chasm?
I mean, it's a bit, but it's not too far. And you throw some orcs down after picking a chasm that you feel pretty confident goes down a really, really long ways. And then kind of head back towards where you think the prisons might be, working your way towards the city. Now, it is quite a ways, so you're talking, this is a journey of hours or almost a day to get into the city, especially after going down there. So some time has passed, and it's kind of been dark, and you've been very quiet and not saying anything, so it's not in any way like isolating yourself from other people or other experiences we might have. No need for sanity rolls.
Great.
Oh boy.
But you do start to get into the city and things get a little more complicated. The good news for you is that the prison is not in like a populated section of the city. The bad news is that the prison is guarded by dwarves right now. As you get near that area, there's definitely like a couple of doors that go into the prison. It's not like necessarily the cells or anything, but get to the prison proper. And it's pretty clear that they've got a dwarven guard on there, looking all shiny in their mithril armor.
Well, good thing we have a person place to the other. I give a meaningful look.
We only got about 2/3 of that.
I'm assuming that was Sandwethril.
Oh, definitely.
So this is Wetherill. She says, "You want me to go into the prison by myself and get the wizard?"
I'm wondering, actually, so Aaron brought up a good point. Sorry, like a little bit of a sidetrack, but do dwarves serving the enemy count for Shadowbane and foe of the enemy?
Not currently. Or,
Dang it!
I guess a better response is not these ones.
Double dang it!
Wetherill, I would not ask you to go in alone, but that dwarf right there is it's barring the entrance. And if you could
Could you take somebody with you?
make him sleep.
I'd gladly go with you if I can.
Or, one of our stealthier people, and I look down at Willard, could go.
I could figure it out. I bet you I could figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
I thought perhaps she might want more martial prowess near her.
No, we need more sneak.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree.
I
What
will
do you
need
think
to
you need?
wait till I can see the shadows that I go to. So the door will need to open.
Open the door?
So,
I could probably open the door.
Do we hear
Without
any
getting
other dwarves around? Is it just this guy, kind of alone down here?
There are 2 guards at the door, and this area is not crawling with dwarves, but it's not uncommon. You had to avoid one already to get in here.
the doors won't open unless they are transferring prisoners, right?
Or mealtime, perhaps?
It's a shame we don't have a dwarf in our party. This would be a lot easier that way.
We could do a stakeout, see what they have. I mean, we have to, hopefully.
Willard, how dwarf-like do you think you can appear?
He's a little short.
Yeah.
That I can. Like 50% dwarf if
That's very exact.
we do. Yeah.
We could try getting one to come over here much the same way we did with Gliril and the orcs, though inadvertent, the same tactic could still be. Just making them unconscious instead of killing them.
But leaving their post is something I highly doubt a dwarf will want to do by themselves.
Would not simply being patient and waiting for the door to open?
I feel like that
Be
would
an
be our
option?
best bet, is to stake it out and wait.
My concern with that is if particular visitors of a powerful nature are the ones that come down here,
Do I
either
feel
then we
anything?
have to deal with them, or they do something with our wizard friend in the meantime.
Greg, do I feel like any of feeling from like any of those big baddies at all?
Not right at the moment.
And they're not in there yet.
So for the audience,
I'll let you guys know when I do.
we're
feel
using
it.
push to play right now, so they can't actually
At the
hear
time
me.
you feel it,
But I
would
would
be
like to
too late
note,
for us to act.
for anyone listening, that yes,
We
those
can't be
visitors are
rash
on the
with
way.
this.
I feel like we could sneak in there, and I could find a way. I could get the door open, or
Willard, if you think you can get in there, I certainly trust you.
Go for it, man.
all right. I'm gonna sneak in there.
So you've got a hallway with a door at the end and 2 dwarves. What's your plan?
Oh, not a lot of sneaking.
I mean, it's like it's an underground cavern with a prison that they really want people to not get out of.
Oh, well, maybe that's not what I thought it was.
Oh, actually, yeah. You know what? Like, I like Aaron's bringing up some good points here. We have Rumor of the Earth. So that is a DC 15 to find your quarry. Is there like an alternative route, that they have within this jail that we could find while we're looking for Gandalf?
So you have the rumors of the earth to find different ways into the prison? Is that the idea?
Yeah, to find our quarry.
I mean, you can give it a go.
DC 15. So minus 17. A couple. 18. 19? 19.
So the earth around here is very tuned into the dwarves, for sure. And it does not appear that you can, from your guess, that there is any other good way into the prison other than perhaps there might be a chimney somewhere. But you would probably need to be on. That would probably be an impossible route unless you were really, really small or incorporeal.
Oh, we have 2 of those. Kind of.
Well, so as you're doing this, Kellyanne, your shadow thing starts to tingle.
Oh God, guys, stay down. Keep hidden. Somebody's coming.
Shadow thing.
How strong is it?
It's pretty strong.
It's getting stronger.
We should rush.
Rush?
We rush, we get him, we leave. Or we have to retreat and hide. Those are our 2 options.
I think retreat and hide for the moment is the best idea. I mean, because like when it comes to prisons, and I've seen my fair share of those, they're not easy. Like, hey, there you are. Open up the doors. They're a labyrinth to navigate. I think the best bet would probably to have like one of us get captured. To open up the doors.
That sounds like a terrible idea. I think we should do what Nestriel says.
And rush it?
Or
We
hide.
have to get Gandalf.
We did come down here to get him.
Well, they could potentially be pulling him out of there.
To go somewhere else.
Yes, which was my fear with waiting. But we don't have time to really debate this. If they're coming this way, we need to make a decision. I would like to rush them. Cat.
Kitty.
If it comes down to, we can have one of us get captured, but it will not be you, Kellyanne.
If we're gonna rush, well, I don't. That's semantics. That's later. But if we rush, then we don't have any other options. We already are playing our cards, and we're showing everybody our hand, and then it's it. That's done.
But what do they know? All they know is that something happened to the dwarves out here. They assume it's something in the prison, and if it is as labyrinthine as you say, they will have to search. They probably know that we're going for Gandalf, but if he's not there,
But they're
or if
finally
he still is,
to the rocks and the earth around here. They could.
So Gliriel leans down
Or
to
in their
Kellyanne and whispers as she pulls out her bow, "But it's a very good hand that we have."
it is.
Mm.
Gundyr?
I
What would
mean,
you like to do?
do you have to ask? Obviously, I'm back in your play.
Let's rush. Quickly. We
Okay,
don't have time.
let's roll some initiative. Although initiative is mostly for ordering you guys because you're going to get a surprise round as you rush them.
Right. $21 again.
14.
9.
And as mentioned before, Glio gets to shoot first because that's what she does.
Right.
How far away were these guys from us?
I mean, they're down a hall. I'm kind of assuming it's, one kind of
Within
move that you guys
striking
were.
range.
So we're going to say, like 30 feet so that you can move down there and do the thing. Well, that's where we are. I might have not had push there. They're within range, 30 feet-ish. So you can come down and attack them.
Oh, okay.
Gliriel did shoot one successfully for 18 damage.
Damn, girl.
One might say she is now lethal.
Hmm.
Next initiative I've got on the list is 21.
That's me. I'm gonna charge him.
Okay,
Yeah,
give me your charge.
All right. First attack. With a 21 to hit.
21 does hit.
For a whopping 10 points of damage. I'll go ahead and make a second attack. Oh, yeah, that's a critical.
Okay, well that
Fail
sounds like
or-
fun.
Critical success. That's a. Whew, this is gonna hurt.
Roll the damage.
Okay, so that's 31 points of damage.
Oh. Oh my.
I've got I do ×3 damage as opposed to ×2 now.
Fucking Slayer.
Yeah, well, that does in fact take one of the after getting shot by Gliriel and mauled by Gundyr, it goes down. The other 21 is Wethril, as a side note.
Oh, good. Go Wethril, go.
And it's good to have powerful NPCs on your side, right?
True that.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon one of them is Gandalf.
Well, I mean, it depends on what you're fighting. If you want Gandalf around,
Right.
I hear he's specifically good at Balrogs.
Right.
At least 1,000 years from now, so.
This will be good practice for him then.
Right, exactly.
Wethril also runs up and hits the other one. She is very fast, just as Gundyr is very fast.
Mhm.
And she does 13 points of damage to it. I guess since, we should use... Well, no, she can save her key for later.
Mm-hmm. But she can still make a secondary attack as a bonus action.
Actually, she's high enough.
Oh,
yes, that's
never
correct.
mind then.
Surely.
Yeah, you don't have to spend a key point to do the bonus action attack.
That is accurate. So she can also, kick the dwarf?
Yep. You're welcome.
She does some more damage. There. Next, 20, 19, 18, 17. Okay, Gliriel gets some more
guys.
shots off.
15?
15! Go Willard.
I'm gonna shoot one.
I think Nestriel's going.
Gliriel
Or not
is
Nestriel,
shooting right
Gliriel.
now.
Gliriel's going.
She misses with one shot and does 12 or 13 points of damage with the other.
Not bad.
So then they're dead.
Dwarf is still up. I hear there's a 15 out there.
Willard, finish it.
27.
Boy,
Wait, is this a sneak attack?
I'm going to say no at this point. You're running down a hall following Gundyr.
I'm shooting my bow, just so we're clear.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Way too many d6s. Sorry. Aww. It's gonna be 5 points. No. 8 points of damage. I get my new ability, my new feat.
Ooh, nice. Yeah.
Okay, well, it looks pretty wounded and has yet to act. So you're still good. 15, 14, 13.
14. So I'm going to shoot it. All right. Oh, and actually, it is my first one. So thank God I take advantage because that was a 1. Oh, that's a 19. So 25.
You have hit
Okay.
and roll some damage.
Ah, yes. And they're not just an 8.
Okay, that is enough to stick into the orc's, or not an orc, the opposite of orc, dwarf, neck, and it gurgles as it falls to the ground. So you did in fact succeed. Good news for you, they rolled really badly on their initiative. Anyways, so that was helpful. But you guys got the round, and they were sort of surprised. They were not. They're deep in the heart of Moria. They were not expecting a full group to charge down the hall at them. They looked surprised. They didn't make a lot of noise, and their mithril armor even did not clatter too far to the ground, because in one case, Wetherill was right there to kind of hold it after the arrows, and in the other case, because Gundar's axe is still stuck the dwarf to the wall, and
Oh,
Ah.
perfect. Did you
Wetherill,
say
can you
mithril?
move these guys?
He did say mithril.
I mean, clearly not there. Where Gundyr found a very critical spot that was not covered completely by the mithril,
Hereish?
and
Usually
that
around
seems to
this area.
somewhere in there. And the good news for you is that the head did not go flying and make crashing noises as it bounced down the hall.
Right.
Which I kind of wish I'd done now, but it's too late.
Too late.
Ha!
Wetherill, can you make these guys disappear? Fast.
Through the doors quickly.
Willard, can you get the door open?
I will
You have
try.
keys on them?
The door is heavy, but it actually opens as you push on it. Like it is a smooth, well-oiled dwarven thing that is not, in fact, locked.
I did it.
Oh, well, I searched the 2 guys, or at least one of them, for keys.
You do not see keys on them. You do see lots of like really nice weaponry and like well-made stuff. And that armor would fetch a ton.
Do they have any spears?
We don't have time for
No.
this. Either
No, we
bring them
don't.
inside the doors or leave them here. Those are
Oh, yeah, I'll
options.
drag them inside.
Yeah, drag them inside.
A spear would be really fast to grab. That's just why I ask.
I was also curious as to what they were wielding.
I think you might end up just leaving them there. They're very heavy to move, and they make grating metallic noises against the stone when dragged.
Right.
Oh.
So unless you feel like getting 2 of you to like pick them up, you're probably just charging forward at this point.
Yeah, we should probably just go forward.
Okay.
Yeah, for a penny.
Can we barricade the door from the other side?
Yes, although it does open inwards because it's designed to prevent barricading, the other way to getting out. So you're not sure how effective the barricade would be.
Gotcha.
What were they wielding, by the way?
Axes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna take one of their axes then.
Sure.
I could always use a bonus axe.
It is a one-handed axe. It is not a two-handed. But
Oh, one-handed axe. I'll definitely take the other one then.
But it is in fact an extremely well-made, kind of mithrilish axe.
You never know when you're gonna need bonus axe.
Okay, the inside there are a few more dwarves that do look more like jailers, who are when the door is open, they aren't too surprised, but then when they see elves coming in, they get kind of surprised.
Oh, hello.
Quickly.
So we're gonna have another round here to kind of deal with the. This is again more because we know you can win this fight, but the question is how fast can you do it?
Right.
As we'll just have, we'll make it 3 dwarves this time, and We'll stick with the initiative rounds that we were.
No.
No? Oh, sorry, Alred. Okay, Alred has
Too
said we'll
bad.
re-roll, so we'll re-roll.
Damn it.
I always listen to my players, you know.
Oh,
Especially when I get a
great.
chance to re-roll my Dwarven initiative.
oh my god, Alred,
The
you
dwarves
suck.
that were behind almost everybody. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I got a 20, so wasn't
Yeah,
too
like
bad.
you see.
Okay, the good news this time around is that Glirio got a 22.
Oh, there we
Hey.
go.
See?
Way to go, Glariel.
And I got a 12, which is like 5 higher than last time.
I got a 23.
Ooh,
Nice.
23,
Oh,
Kellyanne. I think you're first then.
yeah, I think so.
I'm not gonna do much damage, but here I go.
Oh, Nestral.
Look at that, natural 20. Never mind. I just need to say that a lot more and it'll happen.
She's so
Okay.
excited.
I am so excited. So that's 2d8, right?
Yes, double
Yes.
your dice.
Awesome. 12.
Okay.
Do you get a second attack?
Oh yeah. I'm so excited. 25.
Roll damage.
No, and that's a 7.
Do you have any extra damage from strength and whatnot?
Oh, I haven't been adding those. Because I did not write that down. Yes, I do.
It's from
So
your
that
dex. You
is
add your dex
9.
bonus. You add your dex bonus to that.
The same thing. Plus dex. I probably should write that down.
So what was your dex bonus? Plus 2?
Yeah, plus 2.
Okay, Glariel
Ah,
does miss one of those. So
I'll be right back.
Glariel does a combined total of 35 points of damage.
Whew.
That takes
Ooh.
down one of the dwarves. One dwarf down.
So attracted to her right now.
It's pretty hot.
Right? Yeah.
She seems to have very good aim at hitting the vital spots like eye holes and the like.
Like she's
That's
been
what's
training
so
to
hot.
fight against dwarves.
Love it right in the eye hole.
20, 19.
I got a
18.
20. I'll charge in again. Here I go. Yeah. First attack. Does a 20 hit?
It does not, actually.
No.
The armor class of these dwarves is in fact 21.
Whew, they got
How
some
do I
armor.
get that high?
Mithril armor. Lots of it.
Ooh, critical hit. Oh, Billy. Okay. All right. Oh my god. I just rolled 3 11s on a d12.
Jesus.
So that's going to be 41 points of damage with the critical hit.
What the crap? I just sat
So-
down. Holy cow.
That dwarf was not injured before you hit them. They are injured
Yep.
now. They are not quite dead.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And that was your second attack, right, Gundir? Or no,
Yeah, that was my second attack.
Okay,
That's all I can do.
so we're on to the next initiative. That was 20, 19, 18, 17.
17. How many are there?
There are two, one
Left.
looking very injured and the other uninjured.
I'm gonna try and finish off. I'm gonna try and finish off the injured one. 19 to hit
Total,
total.
that misses.
Ah, dang.
And you just get the one, right?
Yep.
Yup.
Next initiative. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. All red, you get to go.
Yay! Hey, that axe that I just picked up is probably what's in my hand. Is that a D8 weapon?
It is a battle axe, so yes.
Yeah, D8.
All right, right on. I'll go ahead and enter a battle frenzy, or battle fury. Why not? And attack recklessly.
This mithril weapon will be considered to be keen in that sense, so it criticals on a 19 or a 20 when you hit.
Oh, dang. I wish that mattered because I rolled real bad with that first attack. But I should specify, I'm going after the one that Gundyr hit. I missed the first one. It was like a 17 hit.
That misses.
All right, a 27 should hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
I mean, as long as you're not fighting Durin. And to be fair, he has his shield. Just to be clear, the 29 armor class involves him having his shield too. So.
Right.
Oh my god.
I'll do 12 points of damage.
That will kill it.
Woo!
One dwarf down. We got plenty of people left, right? 11.
2 dwarves down.
2 dwarfs down. 1 dwarf left.
Wait, what?
Initiative 11. Initiative 10.
10.
How about 9? Anybody on 9? The dwarf is on 9, but so is Wethril. So Wethril will go first. And she will critical it.
Ooh, nice.
With her Sword of Doom. And then she'll hit it again and attempt to stun it. Because that's what we want our NPCs. We want our NPCs to be useful, so she will also spend a key to stun it.
It's a good use of key.
Mm-hmm.
The stun is successful. It takes...
She has keys?
Yep.
But Tish.
Exactly.
That sword does a lot of damage, huh?
I'm glad Willard stole it.
To be fair, she has 2 of them on her, right? Because she's carrying her brothers too. She could dual wield them.
Why isn't she dual wielding?
Like Legolas.
She does a total of 28 damage.
All right.
And
Yeah.
it is now the dwarf's stun
just
turn.
like Legolas.
Is he
And
attacking?
I think the stun is probably going to be good enough. Because then you guys will all have another round before, so I'm not sure there's much point to rolling at this stage.
Oh, yeah.
You have to do
yeah, 'cause-
19 points of damage between the lot of you, so we'll call it good.
Yeah.
I think we can manage that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we've got some dice rolling. We just didn't do enough dice rolling last session, you see, so I had to make sure that we get to do dice
Right.
rolling.
Right.
Okay. You have now very quickly, it looks like it took you 2 rounds to take that dwarf, the second one down, but now you're in the prison. These guys absolutely, they don't have keys, but there's like on a big hook, there's a bunch of like rune keys that are kind of big square things with a like metal rod sticking out of them that have dwarven runes on them.
Yep.
You've probably seen them used before. You guys came to Moria. And then there's a bunch of doors. Kellyan, you can still feel like Shadow is coming. And it
They're
seems
getting
familiar,
closer.
right?
Let's
Because
go.
Oh.
Let's
the
hurry
last
up.
time-
Familiar as in, like, what?
I mean, the last time you felt that kind of shadow, you had a very near-death experience,
God
and
damn it.
so you definitely feel like that is breathing down your senses.
So the ice switch dude.
I mean, or the ice demon, probably one of the two. Yeah.
Yeah, more than likely it's gonna be the ice switch dude. Because I don't.
Very likely ice is involved.
To be fair, you don't
Um,
think the other one will fit down the hallway you just came through.
That's what I was thinking.
That's-
You guys, it's getting closer, and it's that.
We
Already
should
looking.
go. Let's go faster.
You said there
you
were
grab
keys,
the-
right? Grab the
grab 'em.
keys.
Start unlocking doors and running down hallways.
Okay, who's
Let's
got
go.
the keys and doing the unlocking?
Who's the fastest?
Gundyr or Wethril? Wethril can teleport between shadows.
Yeah, Wethrill's probably faster than me.
Okay, so NPC's making the rolls.
Carry the
Which means
tea.
Greg's making the rolls.
I've done some good rolling and some bad rolling.
But what is it this time?
Well, it was a 1.
Why are we letting Greg do this?
Well, the thing
Wethril as a character makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Wethril.
What are they rolling?
She was just. This was just me to roll to see how she could figure out, which door was the right door quickly, kind of thing. So Wethril runs off that direction and disappears down the hallway.
Damn it.
I assume the rest of you are also still going down there, looking like knocking on doors or something,
Yep.
going Gandalf or.
There's one set of keys, right? But there's all sorts of doors.
Yeah, there's all sorts. It's not actually that big. I mean, you're talking maybe less than 20
Are you
doors.
thinking what I'm thinking?
So not too big, but
Aim for the bushes.
it could be that every moment counts here. So as you head down that
Did what you were
direction,
thinking?
Maybe we should start a
Just
jailbreak.
unlock all the doors. I mean, we're
Yep.
gonna have to. Can we see inside the doors?
no, these are very much just solid stone doors that are
Okay,
here.
so yeah, we're gonna have to open
Let's
up
open
all
them all.
the doors anyways.
Let's do it.
Quite a few of them are already open. You look in those, nothing there. You start pounding on some other doors. Wethril
Gandalf
comes
is in an
back,
unlocked prison cell.
goes, yeah, not that
What are
way,
you
she
doing?
says.
Do any of the
And-
doors look like they've been more recently used than others? Like,
Hey, that's the
maybe
sort of
dust
role I was
matters?
giving Wethril to figure out.
Yeah, maybe someone who's really smart should get on that.
Like,
At this
who's the
point,
survival?
At this point, you found the door. There's only one prisoner in here, and you're getting the door open. The door opens, and inside there is a guy in a gray robe with a crumpled hat and a beard.
Yes, okay.
Is he injured?
He does not appear to be bleeding or broken or anything like that. He looks up as you approach, looking into the eyes of a wizard you've not yet met.
Mm-hmm.
All right, get up, Sunshine. We don't have much time. Let's get out of here.
Let's go. We're here to rescue you.
Galadriel sent us.
He stands up. Quickly then.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah, fast.
Is there an alternative route out of here? Do you know?
I mean, I think based on you would know the answer to that already, which is no. There's no alternative routes out of
Fuck
here.
me. Okay.
I run to the door and see if there's anyone coming towards us.
I might be rolling dice. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Yeah, well, I mean, we got. There it is. Coming down the hallway in your general direction, you see a Durin-like dwarf and a Nazgul.
Side note: how well do you do against Naz?
Showdown. Let's do
Yeah.
this. Here we go.
Yeah. Shit.
We got this. We got this.
All right.
If
There's
we
no
get
way
his-
out. He's blocking the exit. We have to fight him.
Yeah.
If we get his ring, we control the wraith, or at least
So go for
remove
his
it from his
hands,
thrall.
guys.
Go for his hands.
Go for his hands.
We must remember he is also a king of the dwarves. If we can avoid killing him, that would be good.
Well, it's hard to kill him. Speaking from experience. I could distract him long enough for you guys to sneak around.
No,
Oh, not this again.
What? I'm just saying.
Sneak
if you
around,
want to
it's a
die that
hallway.
badly, I will kill you myself.
No.
Now get ready for combat.
Distraction is key.
Okay, I
never
believe we're
had.
rolling initiative here. We've done a lot of that. Woohoo! This is the dice rolling session.
Yeah, this is the fight session. Even though we said this was purely stealth.
Right. That went out the window.
Hey,
We tried.
We got
We
all
did
the way in
really
here
good.
without being caught.
I mean, we got caught. We just killed the people who caught us.
This could have been a lot worse than it is.
I mean, it still has a high probability of being a lot worse.
I consider this an absolute win.
We
Yep.
did really, really fucking good getting in here.
Well, I'm glad I rolled a 1 now versus anything else. So I'm going to go last, probably.
That is generally what that means. Unless I rolled lower than you. In which case, maybe not, because I'm assuming your dex modifier is higher than 1.
Definitely.
I hope everyone has a little bit of inspiration left.
No, I used all of mine not dying.
Kellyan's fresh out.
Does not dying give you inspiration?
Does not
No.
dying give you an inspiration?
No, it
Not
gives
when you-
me it gives me the ability to maybe die today. I don't know.
I'm inspired to die today. Perhaps
No, I don't want to die.
today is a good day to die.
No, it's not.
When you
Prepare
know the
ship.
reasons why.
For ramming speed. Ooh. Hey.
Okay.
Tough little ship.
Little.
Okay, so at this point, I'm going to again say that they haven't necessarily seen you yet, and although they have noticed that there are some dead dwarves outside of the prison, so they're on guard.
We could still hide!
So they, yeah. So Horvath is going first at, or he's got a 22. Excuse me. Does anyone have a higher than a 22?
20. No. I have
Nope.
20.
I have a 10.
Well,
We're doing really good, guys. When it counts.
actually, I realize I haven't rolled for Wethril and Clerio yet.
The
So
other
one
one.
second.
Wethrol. Illyrial.
Okay, so
Mestriel. Galadriel.
elves.
Elven names.
So I have two NP. Both Hormarath, the Ice King, and Wethril critically succeeded their initiative this round. So Wethril will win that.
She's a Dexy girl.
Yep.
Sure is. And is pretty fast. And you guys had the attack thing. So she's going to shadow step behind them because she can get a 60-foot move there, and then double strike. I mean, it's got to be the Nazgul, right? She views him as the threat, especially because she has a Witch King hatred. So
Yeah,
she starts the initiative at 26 with that. And then misses twice.
Oh, no.
Wethril.
That was not good rolling. Yeah, that is a miss. I've verified. So that's a way to start. That changes Hormarath's action because now there's somebody there attacking him. So he's going to pull out his cruel-looking mattock because he doesn't have a sword now, so he has to go back to his real weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Although it looks like it's something of dwarven make that he got made down here.
Of course.
Because there weren't any weapons in the box, those sort of things.
Good job, Willard.
So yeah, Kellyanne, you know how this goes, right? He does a whole bunch of damage to Wethro.
Ugh, fuck.
That's 40 points to Wethril as he hits her twice.
I'm getting like what is it called? Like those sympathy pains? Getting those.
I'm sure she has plenty of hit points. Okay, the next initiative, 21, 20.
I had 22.
Oh, Willard, what are you doing?
Can I get into such a position that I can hide and make a sneak attack?
It's going to be a little bit challenging, given that you basically, with Wethril's start, you're fighting in a hall. What do you need for hide? Just any shadows?
Actually, I wonder if I have. I know in regular 5e, I think halflings get the ability to hide behind other creatures. Am I wrong with that? Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
No, you are. There is something like that. I thought that you had a treasure hunter ability that gave you a good
I
ability
can
to
hide.
sneak.
I can slip away. I can do that thing where they don't notice me. That's a treasure hunter ability. There's also a hobbit ability that lets you do a similar thing. But that one, the treasure hunter one, is if there's shadows. Yeah, is the question.
I mean, to be fair, the hall is lit by torches. It's not the brightest of thing, and dwarves have good light, so it's not like brightly lit hall. But probably you would want to take out a torch before you got to make it a darker hall, dark enough for that sneaking around kind of thing.
Okay, well, I'll just lob some shots in there then. Let's shoot the Nazgul. Hey, that's a crit. Only would have been a sneak attack.
Woo-hoo.
Now, do your weapons hurt it?
Time to find out. Uh, 12 points of damage. Yes, 12.
Your arrow hits it and then withers and like falls to the ground smoking.
Oh.
Yay.
21, 20, 19. Hey, Nestria went fast.
Hey!
Hey!
Good job, Jester.
For once, even though I don't like that in combat situations, because I'm not quite as helpful this early on, Wethril is really far away, so I can't help her. Yet. I'm gonna hide behind Gundyr. Go get him! And I'll hold an action to healing hands somebody that gets injured near me, if I can.
Okay, 18, 17.
I got an 18.
Are you charging down that hall, Gundyr?
Well, I'm gonna frenzy first and then charge. Because now is the time. Now is absolutely the time for that. But luckily, it seems like the Nazgul's got his back turned to me, so...
That is correct. Durin is facing you, though, and will step in front as you charge that direction.
Oh, Durin, why you doing this, man? All right, well, I guess I got to attack Durin.
And I'm gonna nicely say he does not have a shield with him. So.
Oh, well, thank God for small miracles. He's still going to be impossible to hit. Yeah, I'm going to have to do reckless attack. Does a 22 hit?
I mean, I'm checking to be the exact non-shield one, but 22 will not hit.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Does a 26 hit?
If that one doesn't, I'm very concerned.
26
Yeah.
does hit, yes.
Oh, okay. It's not impossible, guys. It's just really, really hard. That's going to be 19 points of damage.
He takes 19. That was your second attack, right? So we've moved on.
Yeah, that was my second attack. First one missed.
17, 16, 15, 14, 13? Gliriel is on 13, so...
Woo!
Go, Glariel!
Yeah.
we've already decided that she's a specialist in killing dwarves, so we'll have her fire at Durin.
Of course she is.
I mean, her relatively huge attack bonus is probably relevant here too. And I also did not give her a starting thing, so we'll give her 3 shots this round. She hits Durin once out of those 3. For a good solid 16 points. How much damage did you do, Gundyr? 19,
19.
right? Okay.
Yep.
I couldn't remember which thing I wrote down here was Durin's hit points.
Right.
Probably not the 19.
He's only got 19 HP.
We can
He's
do
got
this,
a glass
guys.
jaw.
Okay, well, that was 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to hit my button again. I'm 10.
Good. I hoping Alred was going to get a chance to act before, Durin.
Right.
Yeah. Is there enough space in the hallway for me to move up next to Gundyr?
Yes. It is a relatively large
Okay.
hallway, dwarven spaciousness and all.
Okay.
Does he count as a foe of the enemy?
Yeah, that's another good question.
Durin?
Yeah.
I think he does right now. We'll go with it.
Oh, that's glorious.
Okay.
Okay, do I see any rings on his hands?
He is
From
wearing
Gauntlet.
gauntlets.
Right, that's right.
But do you see any rings on his hand?
Right, I forget about
I mean,
gauntlets.
frickin' Sauron wore his ring over top his weird-ass glove gauntlet things.
Well, you're not
So-
wrong there.
Unless that isn't his gauntlet and that's just how Sauron's hand is. Which
It could be.
You do not see any rings, if that's the answer to your question.
that was the question. The answer.
Okay, well, I will also Battle Fury and also recklessly attack because
It's the only way we're going to hit him, dude.
Oh boy.
well, that first one's definitely not gonna hit.
What'd you get for the first one? Like a D6? Will that change it?
No, I got like a 15, 16.
Okay.
Well, I could have used both. I rolled 2 19s, which is a possible critical. It's a 28.
28 will hit.
Right. So I critical. Hey, that's
I
nifty.
think so. Welcome to Mithril weapons.
Yay.
They're more fun than not Mithril weapons. Side note, Durin also... Never mind.
Wait a minute. I do 28 points of damage.
Well, I mean, you guys have done 63 points to Durin already. That's nothing to sneeze at.
No, I'm not unhappy with my hit.
Too soon, Greg.
Okay. 9, 8, 7,
No.
6.
Nope.
Okay, yeah, you're the only one left. You and Gandalf are the only ones left. Kelly.
Woo! Dream team.
You're ahead of Gandalf if that makes you, or you might be ahead of Gandalf. I don't actually know the
Yeah.
answer to that.
Like, does he have a 4 or less?
He has a 4, so you're tied with Gandalf.
Yeah!
See, that makes you feel good, right? You and Gandalf did something the same.
Yeah!
Yeah.
That's right. We're like buddies now.
Okay, Durin is going to, well, let's see here. Who was Gundyr, right? I guess we'll hit Gundyr first. Does he have advantage on you? He does, right? You guys are recklessly attacking.
He sure does.
Okay, he only criticals on you once and hits you the other time.
Rip.
Oh, he gets a third attack.
Double rip.
That is unacceptable.
Okay, so the first critical does 21 to you. This is a normal. I mean, you get to resist it, right?
Right. Yeah. So yeah, that'll be 10.
The other two do 14 and 16.
Okay.
Okay. I think we're moving on to Kelly, and we'll save Gandalf for the end.
Yeah! Alright, well. There's no way in hell I think I can hit Durin. But we're gonna try.
It's always criticals.
Alright, I got a 19. I rolled a 19, so that is a. Oh, actually, and he's a foe of the enemy, so that is a 27.
That definitely hits.
Awesome, look at that. Alright, that's a 6. 8. And then my other roll is so stupid. I rolled a 1.
Good news for you. There's not anyone anywhere in the hallway that you could accidentally hit with the critical failure.
Yay.
Yeah, but we all saw it.
Yeah, I know. Great.
It's just embarrassing. You don't actually hurt anyone.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
I mean that wall, let me tell you.
I can distract them, guys.
It's so horrible it worked.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, the next person should get advantage on their attack because
I feel
Kelly's so
so
distracting.
bad. Like cursing and going, oh fuck
Everybody
shit.
pauses to
The next
tagged
person,
that
point and laugh,
ass
and then Gandalf gets the advantage.
the next
Yeah.
person to
Gandalf
attack
gets
Kellyanne
support.
gets advantage. That's correct. We'll just say that's it instead of her shooting Gundyr in the back. So it was
yes, I'll take that, yeah.
your arrow ricochets in various places and goes back into the room, almost singeing or going right by Nestriel and Gandalf.
Oops.
Imagine what's going through his head.
I actually would have been like
Well, it's not
100%
an arrow,
okay
so-
with being shot in the back. Mostly because it would have been really funny.
Pain feeds.
Okay, Gandalf is going to attempt to turn undead.
Hey.
So he runs down the hall, like or into the hall, and like holds up his hand, and like there's a little bit of like light, and he calls upon the power of the Valar to against this wraith in front of him.
Yeah.
Hercules.
Nice.
Okay, doing some math.
Does he say anything cool?
Yes.
You shall not pass.
Go back to the realm of death where you belong, Spirit Wraith.
Nice.
Okay. Sorry, I have to check a DC here. I have like 8 different character sheets here. Crazy.
Oh, is that all?
Only.
Okay, good news. It's going to have to use a legendary save. It stumbles back from its back had been turned to Gandalf. It turns to look at him. Its eyes blaze with that foul light, and it takes a step back, but does not run yet. Which gives an opportunity for Wethril to hit it a couple more times at the top of the round.
Get it, Wethril.
What's that?
Uh,
That
okay, well, so
I'm sure it's fine.
obviously, as it turns out, I guess when Gandalf was doing his thing, it also distracted Wethril, and like she also took a step back, almost like the power of the light and what he was talking about influenced her as well, and she does not act this round.
Okay.
You guys can take whatever you want from that.
That
And
seems.
the other good news is that the Nazgul then decides to move forward towards Gandalf. You're both there, Gundyr and Allred, so you can kind of hear its rasping voice as it says, "The shadow will win." And it actually is going to attack Allred.
Nuh-uh.
Allred, I'm sorry.
It happens.
Okay. I mean, you guys were expecting to be hit. Yeah, you do not get
Yeah.
I've
critical.
been hit by this thing before.
Oh yeah.
So-
it really hurts though.
You take 10 points of damage that's resistible and 10 points that's not for each hit. So I think it works out to 15 each time. The other part is necrotic, and the other, so 10 necrotic and 10 pierce.
And he hit me twice?
And he hits you twice, yes.
Yeah, so 30 points total.
Jesus. I hope you guys have a lot of hit points.
We-
Yep, it hurts.
I do.
I can take 2 more of those.
You should have taken more levels of Slayer, man.
Here
I'm
comes the
telling.
Nazgul, making a deposit at the damage bank. Hope you got enough credit. Or, that doesn't make any sense, but yeah.
I mean, kind of. I get what you're putting
Here
down.
comes the Nazgul wanting to take out a damage
Alright.
loan.
Stop while you're
Hope you
kind
got
there.
enough.
Okay, well, it is your turn. So you can put your arrow where your mouth is.
Any hiding? Can I hide? That's the question. Probably not.
I mean,
Don't
we're in the
worry
same
about it. I'm
situation
not
we were
hiding.
last round. The torches have not gone out or anything.
I shoot at the dwarf this time. I got a 20.
20 will not hit.
That's my turn.
Okay. 21. Gundyr, I think you were next at 19.
Nestriel was in front of me.
Oh, that's right.
I was 19. I can have.
Yeah, Nestriel was 19. I was 18.
in a percentage-based situation, which one of you is more, Allred or Gundyr? I think Gundyr got critical, so I feel like he's more injured.
Not particularly. Allred actually took more damage, like 5 points more damage.
Oh, okay. Allred, you get Hands of the Healer as I run up very quickly and put my hand on. Ha! For doing math in my head. 11 points of healing.
Thank you.
Nice.
You're welcome.
It's probably mostly the necrotic healing too, right? It's the like that icky death thing. Nespriel's got some salve for that she's rubbing on your back. I don't know if Gundyr is in any way jealous of
rubbing
that.
my back.
Worm kitty, little ball of fur.
I'm not jealous.
Yes, fuel his
Not
rage.
jealous.
I'll get to you in a second.
Gundyr is
It's just
probably
big.
raging. Speaking of that, I did forget. Durin did make some like intruders in the prison sort of yelling thing going on, so there has been noise. Just to be clear, Gundyr, it's your turn.
All right. Yeah. I'm gonna reckless attack him again.
It's all we got, buddy. It's all we got.
Damn it, Durin, we don't have to do this. Why are you being so difficult?
No, we definitely have to do this.
All right, well, that's a 26, so that'll definitely hit. That's going to be a total of 16 points of damage for my first attack. And then I'm going to do second attack with a 27 to hit. Okay, that's going to be 19 points of damage.
Well, you're beating on him.
He's also whooping on me, so we'll see who runs out of HP first.
Team healer.
I think next on the list was actually Allred.
When did Gliriel go?
Oh yeah, Gliriel might have been next. She went on 12, which is ahead of you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
She hits Durin once for 13 points.
Hey, that's great.
Then you're up, Allred.
Yep, definitely still doing that reckless attack stuff. Does a 23 hit? Probably not.
It
You
does
know what?
not.
Get a D6 and remember that I'm saying aim high.
Aim to the face.
Aim to the face. It
The
works well
face.
every single time.
Ooh, 27.
27 is a hit, yes.
There you
All
go.
right, let's take the second attack. No, not even close. All right,
The
total of
struggles.
14 damage for mine.
Are we getting close? Is he actually looking relatively like pale?
You've done 133 points of damage to him.
All right, so he should be getting hopefully down.
He's down a third.
He's a dwarf.
And he's like a super dwarf, so
Yeah, he's
We just-
he has hit points for days.
We're doing pretty okay, considering.
I mean,
We
you guys are fine so far.
Mhm.
Go faster.
So far.
we just really need to cut off those hands.
It is now Durin's turn, though, so he's going to do a whole bunch of attacks at advantage against Gundyr. While
Just
All
don't
right.
die outright, and I'll get you back up.
Pick it up again. You know, gonna keep.
You
Oh,
just
that's
need to
right.
be up for your round of combat, and then he just needs to not kill you
I should
before
be
my
all-
turn,
it
and
should
then
be
we're
all
good.
right.
It's a classic D&D strategy.
15 still hits you, right? Or no? Yeah, does 15 hit you? It might not.
What was
What?
the number?
Sorry, Gundyr. Does a 15 hit you?
15 misses.
Whoa.
Yeah.
A 5 and a 4 on the disadvantage dice. There he goes. Or on the advantage.
Wow.
Still managed to
That's
miss
awesome.
you.
On the advantage? Wow.
He did in fact critical you once though, so that
Oh.
Oh well, okay. I guess that makes up for it.
It does.
Still,
the
it's
critical is 18 points,
okay.
Oh.
which and the other one is 14, so that's really not that bad. That was an okay round for you.
Right, he gets 3 attacks.
I mean, with advantage, he's going to, on average, critical you once a round.
Right? Yeah, because his axe is.
I mean, since he rolled really badly last time, the odds are you're probably going to get critical twice next round.
Yeah.
That's not how that works.
I mean, it's going to happen eventually.
Yeah, no, it will happen eventually. But I can't not reckless attack him. I can't hit him otherwise.
He doesn't have a. Well, he probably still has a special axe, just not a super special axe.
Yeah, he doesn't critical on an 18 anymore, so that's nice.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's just the 19 and 20.
It is pretty nice. I'm finding that out right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can hear some sounds of like dwarven footsteps in the distance, but they do seem still not immediate. And then we move to Kellyan.
So then the question is, so we're, and I am like in this doorway. So are the dwarves coming from behind us?
No, not at all. They're all coming from ahead.
From ahead. Okay.
Does not appear there's any other dwarves in the prison complex.
Coming from ahead. Okay, so then can I do, I don't know if I can like move so then I can cover everybody from behind or in front, I guess.
Well, our combat scene is pretty straightforward. There's a hall and there's a whole bunch of fighting at the end of it.
Right.
You can.
So there's no way of like moving.
I mean, they're dwarves, so some of them are short, but not like Gundyr and Allred, who are not short. But you, so you could, prepare to aim down the hall. You don't see any dwarves yet, though. Okay.
I'm gonna cover people's butts.
Then we have Gandalf, huh?
Go Gandalf, go!
Save my butt, please.
Okay, well, Gandalf is going to. He is coming down the hall. He's picked up an axe from a dwarf because he did not have a weapon. And is coming up to Gundyr as he whispers, "Don't worry, son. Together we'll win this battle," or something, as he uses his hands of the healer for 30 hit points to you.
Whoa!
Freaking
All
show
right.
off! I want to do that!
Right. So team healers for real, guys. This is great.
I should have met Gandalf forever ago.
Hell yeah!
Okay, that's probably good. It's back up top to Wethril. She is attacking the Nazgul, and she hits it once. No. Okay, and she is also, yeah, well, she's doing something with her key.
Mm.
It's Nazgul time. I mean, I think you got to do it. The blast of cold comes down the hallway as the Ice King, seeing Gandalf approach, raises his hand, and a small bead of blue light appears. And as it goes forward, a frost explodes down the hallway, making everyone make dex saves, except for Wethro.
Dex saves?
I might have advantage on this.
Does this counts as an attack, right?
I'm
I
gonna
think
use
no.
my inspiration.
No? God damn it, I wish I had inspiration. Okay.
I got a 19.
I got an 18.
I've got a 5.
1. Well, okay, with my dex, hold on. 3.
Oh my god.
Guys,
I used inspiration. I rolled 2 4s.
I know Gandalf can heal more than I can, but let's not.
Let's not
Not put it
overload
Not
to
test
it.
the limits.
18. I got an 18, I think.
Okay, 18 is actually the important number. That's what you're after. So at least 3 of you succeeded. If you succeeded,
Who didn't? Oh yeah, that's 2.
if you succeeded, you take half the damage. It's 30 points of cold and 30 points of necrotic.
Ow! Ow!
So if you failed, you're taking 60. If you succeeded, you're taking 30.
Holy.
Well,
Gluriel
Gandalf, that
failed.
30 points he gave me was nice while it lasted.
That attack almost one-shots me if I fail.
Oh, good thing you didn't
How
fail.
much was it?
For us, 30.
Yeah, you made it, so you're at 30. I have to update some character sheets here.
Ugh. Ow.
In good news, I'm still up,
Hey, that's
Yeah.
good.
even though I failed to save.
Oh, I can't heal that. I mean, I can, but it'll take a minute.
Yeah. Rub some aloe vera on it.
Gluriel did not make her save. She is still up.
Damn it! Oh, thank goodness.
Wethril was not attacked. Never mind. Okay, that's it for Nazgul. Nothing exciting there.
Yeah, nothing
Yeah.
to see here.
And then we're on to Nestriel. Oh no, Willid. Willid is for next.
Yeah, well,
I'm gonna run. Can I do an acrobatics check to get through the? Wait. I think hobbits can just move through enemy squares.
I'm totally fine with
They might
that.
have to be larger than me.
I would also like to note for everybody that blast of cold took the torches out in the nearby vicinity. So everything kind of got plunged into darkness as well, which is good for Willid and bad for everybody else.
Or maybe I'll just maybe I'm not gonna run in there. I'm just gonna make a high check then. That's all right, if you don't mind. 31.
You feel hidden.
I can see the dwarf. I'm gonna attack him with a 21.
21 will not hit.
I have one more.
You took advantage. Oh,
I did.
I have one more d6, so go ahead and roll. Will it? I believe in you.
All right. Roll. Oh, 23.
Damn it!
no, that's not enough.
I believed in you, buddy.
You erupt from the shadows, but only to find the mithril armor foils your blade.
I shot him with my bow, but that's okay.
I mean, it foils your bow too. Nestriel.
I have dark vision, but the two bruisers that I need to be able to hit things don't. So, instead of using Hands of the Healer, I'm going to use my action to light a torch
Sure.
so that they can still attack.
That's fair.
I mean, I'm sure attacking with disadvantage is fine when you're facing Durin.
We'd be at neutral.
I think I want them to have advantage.
Like I said, fine.
So I light a torch and I hold it up. I say, "Get him."
Okay, Gundyr, it's get him time.
Yeah. I was like, the lights are out. Well, this is a problem. Oh, the lights are back on. Go get all I needed to hear. Reckless attack once again. That's 18. That's a 26 to hit. Whew, nice for maximum. So that's going to be 21 points of damage. And second attack. Yes, second attack criticals.
That's what we like to hear.
Right. I'm glad he's on our side.
It's my turn to critical now.
He would be a terrifying opponent.
Yes, he would.
That's going to be 32 points of damage for the critical.
Okay, I'm adjusting some hit points. You've now done 186 points of damage to Durin. He does look bloody, if that's relevant.
Okay, that's good.
Hey!
Oh, yay!
Progress. Hey, get him was a great plan. Look at what just happened.
Get him.
I mean, you're all still up, I guess. So,
Yeah.
Allred.
I guess. Galerial first?
Let's do it.
Is
She hits
Galerial going
twice.
first? Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
she's
good.
she's shooting twice.
For a combined total of 30 or 21 points of damage. No, 31 points of damage. Never mind.
Oh, man. Hey, that's real good.
Durin stumbles back after that. He looks pretty wounded. He looks like he's going to start a retreat of some sort.
I press the attack recklessly.
You're right there, and you get to go before him, so do your thing.
So reckless.
All right, well, that'll hit with a 27.
Nice.
And the 26 will also hit, so that's good. So close to those criticals.
Yeah.
So close.
Well, I do 15 points with the first one and 17 points with the second one.
15 and
So-
17, is that what I heard?
Yeah.
Okay, 32. That does put Durin down.
Yes! Oh, yay!
He stumbles backward,
Good
kind
job.
of down to the ground, and lies there while the wraith stands over him.
Okay, grab the ring, grab the ring. Actually, wait, hold on.
Yeah, aren't you next? Grab the ring.
Don't put it on, though.
No, I'm not gonna put it on.
Okay.
Yeah, don't put it on.
No, it's evil and it's the epitome of everything I despise.
Well, good thing it's not an epitome. It is your turn, though, Kellyanne.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
So you have a problem in that there's Gundyr and Allred and all these people and the wraith between you and the dwarf.
The wraith.
I mean, he kind of stumbled back behind Hormarath, who was right next to him at the time. So, and I mean, Gundyr is not a small person.
But
so
can't you
once
like go through
Yeah, I'm not next, bud.
Can't you go through your like person
Yeah,
square
you can't
without
go through
it being
friendly
hindered.
squares.
Yeah.
It is difficult terrain at minimum, and considering how big our companions are, and that there's at least 3 of us between you and him.
All right.
It
Well,
would-
then
Well-
I do absolutely nothing.
So I mean, you can run up there because you still were back there with your archer, right? So you were actually still down the corridor. So you could run up and get ready to like move through him or something
Do
if
it.
you wanted.
I mean, there's like no point because other people grab it. So,
2 of
I-
those other people will probably be fighting a wraith here very soon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they want to like grab the or try and like get the ring off of Durin while a Nazgul is attacking them, they can do that.
okay, I guess then I will run and get ready. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, you've gotten into position there, and you feel that you are now really close to the ring wraith. I also wanted to add side note because you rolled a 1 on your save against the cold.
Yeah.
That it really brought back a memory of you like dying earlier down here because it was the last. Even as you were slipping from consciousness, it was that same cold that stole the chill from your bones, and now that you feel that again, there's a little bit of despair sneaking in you that there's no way the shadow can really be overcome as you run forward. But seeing Durin fall probably helps you.
Yay, PTSD.
Yeah,
Drink.
there's definitely it was actual trauma, definitely.
Right,
Right.
it was like a trauma.
Very
all-
specifically.
It's been a reason why like my character has been like kind of like very against going back to Moria and or like trying any kind of like
Yeah, well, let's get this over with here. I'm sure we're just about ready to win, right?
Yeah.
It's Gandalf's turn. Gandalf is turning the wraith again, right? He goes, "Back, foul fiend, for you have no power in this realm without now that your lord has fallen."
Yeah, turn that undead.
Actually, it totally works. The wraith takes a couple of steps backwards as the light from Gandalf is enough to, as it to force it back, and as he's giving it like the presence of, he's holding up probably that axe, but it is glowing now that there's a torch nearby, which seems like almost some ethereal light that wasn't there before. Oh, and there's a torch there too, so like the fire, your torch flares, Nestriel, like it, as it almost in the direction of the Nazgul at the same time. And it takes a step back. You can now see some dwarves coming down towards you, but they sort of stop when they see this. And the dark wraith steps back and starts to retreat down the passageway. Nethril takes an attack of opportunity on it, actually,
It would be awesome if
because
we
she's right there.
let it not get away.
Let's go put it in the box.
I think we have bigger fish to fry. We just killed the king of the dwarf.
You're going back in the box.
I mean, to be fair, he's not technically dead because he's got some death saves to make. But you could change that if you wanted.
He'll
No.
be fine.
Once we get the
Kill
ring.
that thing.
Okay, and then it's Wethril's turn. She is on board with it not escaping, so
Yes, please.
and is not in any way interested in Durin comparatively, so she is continuing to chase it.
All right. She's like just bird dogging it.
She only hits it once for 14 points. Okay. Okay, so then it's Wraith's turn. It is in fact running. So it is moving down the hall away from you. It is, I mean, there are plenty of people here who are as fast as it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Ooh,
Nestriel, what do you do?
There are a bunch of dwarves, right?
Yes.
I shout at the collected dwarves, if you want your king to be what he once was, strike that darkness down before you.
Okay. Those words seem to fall on deaf ears as they charge forward, seeing Durin on the ground.
Give me just a second, I'll heal him! God, we gotta get the ring up! Guys are so impatient.
So then, since I took can I pull off his gauntlets and then grab the ring, or do I still have to?
We'll see what Gundyr does. Gundyr, it's your turn.
So these dwarves are coming. I'm gonna step over Durin and basically just put my axe to the side and shout down the hallway to that wraith that's running away. You frozen coward! Your proclamations of victory ring a little hollow when you're running away. Fully prepared to take on these dwarves that are just charging at me.
Okay.
I'm not going to attack them, but I am going to stop them from getting past me.
Sure. Galerial is going to try and shoot the wraith as it leaves. That seems... one of her arrows hit it, and she has this thing where her arrows damage do radiant, so good for her.
Damn, she's good.
Sexy.
That's hot.
I'm just saying, high-level warriors in Middle-earth, adventures in Middle-earth, archer, I mean, in fact, all the warrior paths are just really good. The weapon master stuff, just ignore the other path.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, she almost hit it with a 5. How about that? Okay. So now it's your turn, Alred.
I'm gonna step next to the fallen king there, kneel beside him with my axe at his neck, and shout to the dwarves. He still draws breath, but if you come any further, he won't.
Damn! This is not helping us get out of here, that's for sure.
He's
If
gonna,
we use him as a
long as
prisoner.
he doesn't nat 1 his death saves, he'll be...
I mean, he
Let's
has a
get
good
that
constitution. The odds of him... this will be his first death save this round. He might be making it, so he doesn't look like he's slipping into death at the moment. Okay, so the scene as it stands before us is these dwarves, their kind of hatred in their eyes, the lust for, I don't know, power and hatred as they see you standing over Durin's body, smoldering in their eyes, holding their weapons as they stare at you. And meanwhile, the wraith, having fled the power of Gandalf and being silently chased by the shadow that is Wethril, fades out of sight. And we're actually going to stop session there today, because it's that time. And we will pick up with that scene next week.
Oh, no.
I feel like this is the most on time we've stopped in a couple of sessions.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Official top time is 9 o'clock.
Hmm.
You guys want to keep going, that's what you're telling me.
Always.
I mean,
Yeah. Thank you.
So this is a good cliffhanger.
Okay. I can probably get us to a better cliffhanger in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Better
Wait,
cliff.
no.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Better cliff. Better
I like
cliff.
yes. All the better cliffs.
Taller cliff? Safer cliff?
I mean, I'm sure it'll be
Flip
fine.
over a volcano.
Reassuring.
Okay, so the dwarves charge you two.
Oh,
Uh,
I thought this
despite what
plan was
you've
going to
said.
work.
But as that happens, Kellyan, you're right. Kellyan and Willard, both of you have an action here. Before that happens.
I take off the gauntlets and get the ring.
So Kellyan, you're going to try and you're going through the body trying to find a ring.
Mm-hmm.
Willard, what are you doing?
I'm gonna run up, look down, look up at the fighting, and look back down at the dwarf, and then I'm gonna do medicine.
On Durin?
Yup.
Or okay.
Medicine. 17.
You have stabilized Durin.
Yay.
He is no longer dying from that arrow wound and other stuff he took. Kellyan, you are ripping gauntlets off at a frenzied pace, looking for a ring. You rip off both gauntlets and do not see a ring on either finger.
His chest, like, is it on his chest?
There's a breastplate there. You don't see anything hanging. I mean, and like a gorget around his neck and the whole lot. He's as armored as a person can be.
Can I sense it? Because it's like evil, right?
Is it?
Is it? No.
I mean, I don't know what ring we're talking about.
If he has a ring of power, it might be, but I don't know if it's inherently evil.
He has yeah. So if it's not on his hands or fingers, can I cut off? Because like you need straps for the breastplate, right?
Oh, okay, good. I'm glad that cut off ended in breastplate. Thank you.
Right.
Cut
off his head.
No.
You can work on getting his armor off. It is in no way an easy task. It is Durin's armor, a unique set of mithril plate that he is wearing, and it would normally take a good 10 minutes to put on or off.
All right, that's fine. I will find a means to do so. In the meantime, back to everybody else.
Okay, you're working on that. Okay, speaking of that, it's now time for those dwarves to charge.
Oh, fudge.
Here they come. Brace yourself, Alred.
Oh, God, why?
Realize we just challenged Greg to make the situation more dire for ourselves.
I didn't. You guys did.
I didn't hear any protest.
Yes, what?
I heard one protest specifically.
This is a good
and 4
cliffhanger.
people going like, "Oh yeah, this is great. Let's keep going."
Okay, all right. You get hit and criticaled.
Oh, joy.
As the dwarf attacks you twice.
See, that wouldn't have happened if you were on board.
I'm not at disadvantage, if that matters.
Are you saying you stopped recklessly attacking?
I don't think. Wait, has it been around?
We haven't recklessly attacked yet, so.
That is true. Okay, you just get hit twice then.
Oh yay!
We'll skip those criticals. Take 18 points. That's not too bad.
Okay, so I only take half of that then.
Yep. Yes, that is normal damage.
I'm still up.
Gundyr, you take 7 damage from dwarves.
Ouch.
It is now going to be Nestriel's turn.
What do I know about Durin's Ring of Power? Oh, go ahead.
I just wanted to let people know I'm not specific. I did skip Gandalf. I'm aware of that. Continue, Nestriel.
Mm-hmm.
What do I know about Durin's Ring of Power?
Good question. Why don't you give me a lore roll?
Hey!
It can be shadow lore if you want, because rings technically dwarven rings were put under the shadow of Sora.
I am better at that. 26.
You may have read somewhere that only people wearing a ring of power can see the rings of power.
Shit! Oh no!
Well, there is one
Can I
person
still
here
feel
who
it?
has a ring of power.
Oh, Gandalf!
Yes!
Come
Okay.
here! I need you to take his ring of power off, and then I can heal him, and these dwarfs will stop. No, I'm not gonna pull a Gollum quite yet.
I mean, to be fair, this is why I was worried about Kellyanne's statement earlier.
Mhm.
It's okay. We got there. I remembered to ask questions that are important.
So you're going to try and get Gandalf to help you find the ring. That's what I hear going on
Yes.
there?
Gandalf wasn't doing anything
That's
on his
true.
turn.
I mean, it
so-
did look like he was doing something that might have been mystical. Hard to say.
Well, that's not what you said.
So much sass.
Speaking of sass, Willard, what are you doing?
It's my turn again. He's not waking up.
You have stabilized him, but you can get him awake if you want, but I'm not sure that's what you wanted.
Not yet.
Yeah, and then I stand up. I'm gonna. How many dwarves? A bunch.
It looks like maybe 6 of them down in the hallway coming this way currently. These two look
How
like they've got. I mean, they look like Royal Guard kind of folks, so
Are they
pretty tough.
bigger than I am?
Yes, they are bigger than you.
Let's see.
They qualify as medium creatures.
I'm gonna use what's my nimbleness? Can I run past them? Can I take the what's the no attacks of opportunity action and try to run past them all?
As it's a hobbit, I'm totally gonna let you do that. Yes.
Woo! I'm gonna run past it. Is there more of them coming?
A lot of noise is being made, so if there's anybody else in the near vicinity, you're sure they're probably coming this direction, but you don't know. We weren't really in a populated area of the city, so.
And no sign of Nazgul, scary Nazgul boy.
He has a head start on you.
What are you trying to say about how tall I am?
I am saying that he had a whole round to get away from you before you got here.
Oh.
Also, it's hard to see through dwarves.
There's more dwarves.
No, there's just the 6. So, but you didn't see where he went because there were dwarves at the time.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm not comfortable attacking these dwarves. I don't do it.
Okay.
I shout, "Stop fighting!"
Or Gundyr before Allred.
All right. Yeah. I tell these dwarves to stop.
Face.
I'm not gonna fight you, but I need you to stop. And I will go ahead and block the way, but I'll also take the dodge action.
Okay.
I forget about the dodge action.
That sounds great. And roll an insight for me too while you're sitting there next to him, Gundyr.
Sure. That's not too bad. Insight is just my wisdom modifier, so that's going to be an 18 for insight.
That's good. As you're staring at them, you get the impression like that there's I don't know if I'd say like the will is not their own, but they're definitely not making rational decisions here. Your words fall completely on deaf ears.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and shout something along the lines of like, their minds are gone.
they can't be held accountable for their actions, and killing
Which
them
means
is
we
wrong.
gotta find this ring faster.
Good news, Gliril has no compunctions against shooting dwarves.
Thanks, Clero. Please don't actually kill them, though.
Good news.
She does 37 points of damage to the dwarf in front of you already.
Thanks, honey.
You hadn't hit it yet, though, right? So that's the first damage it takes. Okay. But it looks bad. Thunk, thunk, elfin arrows. It's then your turn, Alred.
Yeah, I know that my friend just said try not to kill them, but this guy's gonna get an axe in the face.
Can he get a non-lethal axe in the face?
No.
No.
Damn it.
Does this guy count for my Shadow Bane or Foe of the Enemy, considering
Definitely
he's mind
not.
controlled by the evil guys? Oh, I rolled a natural 20!
Oh, well, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, you just. Good job.
Yeah, I did 25 points of damage.
Okay, yep. Yeah, that looked pretty fatal.
And is there a guy on Gundyr?
Yep.
Yeah, there is.
Well, I'll use my second attack to hit that guy. 23.
It hits.
15 points of damage for that guy.
Okay. Well, that was good. Kellyan, you're working on that breast strap, and then Nestor will start saying some things. And Gandalf is now, like, coming over and helping you look. We're going to say that Gandalf can find the ring.
Yes.
So Gandalf reaches down to one of the hands, pulls something off of it that you couldn't see, Kellyan, and then as it comes off, you see this beautiful, like, elaborate ring. It's actually really obnoxious from a ring perspective. It's got, like, huge, like, multiple gemstones and, like, lots of, like, square metal things and settings and the whole, like, it's pretty excessive. There's, like, 7 stones in it.
7 stones.
You might have been on
7
mute there.
stones.
I pull out a pouch and I tell him to drop it in there because I'm not going to touch it.
Roll persuasion?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a 20 plus a 10 is 30.
So you critically
Oh.
succeeded. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gandalf drops it in there.
Apparently, he totally trusts you.
Great. I tie it off and I like put it in my pack. It should be fine now, guys, right?
Actually, as that happens, the dwarves that are facing you, Gundar, you see, like, reason come back into their eyes. Absolutely.
One more round, Alred. That's all it would have
See the
taken.
reason.
You and Galerial both.
Oops.
Oops. Yeah. God damn it.
He was a servant of the enemy.
Yeah, you tell yourself that when you go sit in the corner and you feel bad.
I
I
would
don't.
like to Hands of the Healer Durin
Okay.
to get him back for 11.
Durin starts to wake up.
I make sure he doesn't have an axe.
The
this-
question here is, has he been altered because of the Ring of Power, or was he just always a douche?
Yes.
Right.
Wow.
The rest of us, the combat-focused ones, should probably chase after the Wraith as soon as we make sure Durin is no longer evil.
We
So-
don't know that these guys are not going to try to kill us.
So Kellyan, since you got shadow sense and you're right there, Durin still feels shadowy, and if you remember, the very
Guys.
first time you were in Moria, he did not.
You guys, he still is very much shadowy feeling. He still feels, despite the ring being gone, he is still feeling pretty bad here.
Can I use Weapons of the End to try and assess why he feels shadowy still? Is there any physical shenanigans going on?
You do not see any physical shenanigans.
I don't think.
It would require some like time and effort to
Ethereal
kind of figure out what Kellyan's
shenanigans.
talking about.
Okay. Well, quarantine him and let's try and kill that wraith.
We really need to hunt down that wraith. But the thing is, if we quarantine him, the other people are going to come and like rescue him too.
Let's put him in a jail cell and take the keys.
Let's use him to get out of here.
We need to kill the wraith.
Nah, we don't have much time. I agree with Nestriel.
Ooh.
You don't.
3 sessions later, it happens.
Yeah, we're back on the same page.
Hey,
Gundyr, Allred, can you put him in a jail cell?
Mm-hmm.
Allred, also come here. You're looking pretty beat up.
yeah, wait, Greg, can I take an action?
Yes, although I would like to note that Willard, you are continuing to run down the hall. Is that correct?
Continuing
Or
to
did you
run
stop
down
now when the dwarves sort of stopped fighting behind you? Because you ran through the doors, right, after the wraith?
Yeah, I'll guess how far of a hall was it? I thought I got to the end.
I mean, the halls never end down here. So, like, by end of the hall, what did you think you meant? Like,
I guess I didn't understand what I thought we had come into a chamber where there was a hallway, a single hallway that led to a door, and I was going to the end of the hallway to look out into the rest of the city.
yes, that is
other
correct.
hallways.
Yeah, that's where you were headed. Yep, that's where you are.
Okay, and then I turned back and I shouted, "Stop fighting!" That was
Okay,
the
that's right.
last.
Okay, so you're running. I just wanted to make sure. Good.
Yeah.
Allred?
Yeah, so that that whole rumors of Earth thing. Now I want to try that, because I want to know where that Balrog is. So I'm gonna, as like I'm getting healed, I'm gonna put my ear to the ground and see if I can make a survival check high enough to get that DC.
Okay. That sounds like Gundyr, you're dragging Durin towards a cell then?
Yep.
I beat a 15.
Okay, well, so now that it's like 9:30, which is like the secondary stopping point, right?
Mm-hmm.
As you gather and put Durin into the cell, and the dwarves are looking. There are some dwarves who have much consternation about what's going on. Alred puts his head to the ground, and you can sense right then and there, almost like you feel the chill and the vibrations of something big coming your way. Willard, you look down the hall, the hallway that you're seeing, and you see Wethril. Wethril slowly coming back down one of the halls. She's backing down towards you, and then she turns and looks your direction, and uh, yells, "I think it is something bigger and darker.
Shit.
The Wraith has summoned it."
Yep.
Yay!
And we are totally, as promised, we will cliffhanger there instead than where we were going to cliffhanger. I'm sure you guys are in perfect shape to fight a Balrog right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to tell you, but I did, in fact, take the stats I built for Ice Balrog and use the challenge rating calculator on it to figure out, what challenge rating it was and all of that.
Mm.
So it's a good thing you got Gandalf along.
High level clerics, man.
So,
Or
if you
power?
were all 20th level, it'd probably only be deadly.
Oh well.
So, not to make you feel. I mean, you guys just face down Durin and the Wraith, and you're fine. Although you've once again failed to kill the Wraith. But there you are. I'm sure that Gandalf can help you out, and we'll find all about it next session as the party faces the Balrog, or not. I mean, runs away. Who knows? You have some time to think about it, and I will talk to you. We will talk to everyone later. We'll even do like best things and a recaps next session. So thanks everyone for listening. Have a great evening as the party went in there, and we had our highest combat session to date, I think.
Yep.
It was a stealth mission.
I mean, to be fair, 95% of it was stealth. So there you go. You all have a great evening, and we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.